We are in the wild, witnessing beautiful nature. Oh my, what is that? Look at this abnormality. Long neck, tiny legs, I think it's kinda scary. Hey buddy, call me Spider G. Are you avenging me? Please come a little closer so I can chop you into pieces. A spin like a spider dance. I got class, not your ordinary giraffe. When I get close, I will slice you in half.
Show some balls, step aside.
I don't think you're gonna.
Hello, and with this intro I scared away a lot of people. Sweet! Welcome to the stream. Finally, I could start it the way it should. Well, I couldn't. There were some very major issues, like YouTube live stream just said, nope, you won't do this. And hello to everyone who's right here. And for everyone who doesn't know it, Matt or his game company just released their first game. It's called Million of Minions, and they released it today, so I thought we're just gonna play a little bit of the demo. And while we are playing this, you can submit your videos and games, and we will look at this afterwards. But let's just play this for like, I don't know, 5 minutes, just to celebrate that he published his first commercial game on Steam, which is pretty awesome. Actually, I haven't played it at all yet, so I don't know what I have to, what's coming to me. Head Tilt Games, yeah, that's how the company is called.
Once upon a time, on a cold winter's night, a child was born. His face was wreathed in shadows, his eyes glowed an orange color. Gasps of horror came from all who saw the cursed child. The boy suckled on scorn, grew up with malice.
Interesting intro, but I must admit I can't understand it too well. I'm really, it's going to be really interesting how well this game does, because he did some advertisement, not too much. I saw a little bit of the stream earlier this day, where he had this like, we published this game stream. Can I skip this? Yeah, I can skip this. Okay, let's see. I have seen a bit of it, but I haven't played this game yet, so I have no idea. Find the key by killing enemies. All right. That's our goal. Mana balls. Fill your mana ball. Yeah. Okay. Music is loud. Okay, I will turn it down. Let's make it like this. I think this should be fine. Okay. Okay. Left shift and I spawn these little minions, and left mouse button and I can use them to kill the enemies. But where do I have to go next? Where shall I go now? Wait, I should collect the key, right? No, I have the key. Wow. Yeah, I'm such a bad gamer, I'm sorry. Guess I can walk through the door now. Go through the portal to continue. I really like the art. It's somewhat cute. Oh, and that's a cute loading screen as well. To Dungeon 1. I guess we play a little bit of Dungeon 1 and then we will go to your submissions. go! Oh, okay, there are more enemies. This game is really cute though. It's a lot of enemies in this dungeon, right? And one minion is enough to kill those enemies, okay. Oh, I guess I just walked into that end. Okay, I will just do this room and then we will go to your submissions. I don't know what those little black dots are, but I have the feeling that I'm really good at this game. This is what my life has practiced before. These enemies ain't nothing on me. Okay, this is Million of Minions. If you want to play it, check out Head Tilt Games and look at the Steam. Oh, you have to collect this stuff. I didn't collect it in the last room. Good to know. Yeah, go to Matt's channel or go to Head Tilt's game. You can play the demo. You can. Let's go to the Steam page or not. I don't know. You can download and buy the game now. And for everyone who doesn't know, you can submit your videos and your games and we will look at them in this stream today. So the link to the submission page is in the description. So you can do this all time. I will just randomly select your submissions, except for the first one, because the first one is always going to be the first one. Yeah, logic. Little boy, hey, 3,160 subs. Yeah, that's right. This is getting more close to the 4K. No, it's a long way to the 4, and even longer way to the 5K. But guess eventually we will get there. Let's see. Sia asked me, when do you stream? Well, I stream almost every Tuesday at exactly this time right now. So next week I won't be streaming. Next week I'm in holiday. I will travel a little bit, but usually I try to stream every Tuesday. So we have K-Moon. We watched a lot of K-Moon videos in the streams. Someone who is almost every time here, and this time we look at this learning Blender in 1 week, and I think this is quite interesting because Blender is pretty awesome and 3D modeling is not that easy, but I think it's also not that hard, and this is something you can learn really good. I think it's easier to learn than drawing. I tried to learn 3D modeling and if you want to know how successful I was, just look at my wings devlog where I modeled the bird, which was beautiful. And it was okay. K-Moon just said it's easier than drawing. Yeah, I think so. So let's see how much you learned in this 1 week. And hey, Zach Carrison, welcome to the stream. Mashup Games, thank you that you think my bird was great. Yeah, but the rest of the game wasn't. So
1 week of learning Blender in 5 minutes. So as you guys probably know, I never used Blender before, and all the games that I've made was actually pre-made assets and models. So I decided to jump ahead and learn something new. And since Blender is a great tool and in addition also free, I decided to use it, and this was my 1 week progress of Blender.
yeah, that was a nice intro. I guess this is totally fine. You tell everyone what this is about and why you're learning this, and nothing wrong with that. And Zach Harrison, we are looking at your videos and the games that you have created, and I will review them, and the chat will hopefully help me reviewing them, and can also tell what they like about the videos and what they don't like, and we just chill out and have a hopefully nice time together.
How the f do I start a new project? And as you saw me struggling right there, I went to search some beginner tutorials and learn some basics. So I watched some videos done by a lot of awesome people where I stopped on this hammer tutorial. So I followed along with it and learned a lot of keyboard shortcuts doing that, which took about 30 minutes to finish it, if I remember right. And this is how my first Blender model was looking like. It was really fun making it, so I decided to try what I've learned from that tutorial and maybe make a resembling item model. And my choice landed on making an axe, which was a perfect option to applicate what I've learned. And I really liked the end result. It wasn't bad. On Tuesday, I started by making some texture for the hammer model that I've made yesterday, and I actually was surprised by the capability of Blender. And this is how the end result was looking like after playing around with the lighting. This is amazing, like you can see. And if I go back to Blender and go to rendering engine view, I can see the model from the different sides. I found those fast tutorials by CG Geek, so I followed one of them, which was about making a rock, which ended up not that.
I think this is a really nice approach that you took there. You looked at different YouTube tutorials that are free and show what you made, show it in the time lapse so people can understand. I hope you linked the videos in the description. I will just check for that, because nope, you didn't. Why don't you link the tutorials that you watched? I think this would always be a nice add-on, so when people are seeing your video and want to learn what you learned, they can click on the tutorials that you watched. And also, this is a way you can give at least a little bit back to the people who created this awesome tutorials. I think this is always nice. And hey Sam and Zach Harrison, you can also submit videos of a friend. That's no problem. I mean, we can also learn stuff from him, I guess. Or her, or it.
But actually, it had some nice shading and textures. On Thursday, I wanted to make the popular 3D model between all the modeling softwares, a low poly well. I had a tutorial to help me, but the good news, I start feeling that I'm getting used to Blender, and things are no more that complicated. So this is the base of the low poly well. It took some time to finish, but it's now ready and it
looks really awesome. I mean, this is day 3, right? And you created well like this. I think this is an asset you could use in any low poly game, and looks really nice. So, some nice textures, and this is awesome.
It's time to move to texturing. So for the shading, I didn't use some crazy textures since it's a low poly. I just used some basic colors, and after playing around with it, I ended up with this. Well, it still can have a lot of improvements, but yeah, I will just leave it as it is. On Thursday, I started by modeling a house, and I also decided to stick to the low poly, as I really like that kind of models, because now if I'm going to use or make any models for my games in the future, they are going to be a low poly, because it takes way less time, easier, and I also like how it looks, more likely a cartoony style. So yeah, this is how it ended up. Definitely I can add some details right there, whether some rocks or plants, but yeah, I will leave it like that. On Friday morning, I wanted to try working with background image reference, which was actually super helpful. I started by making the car base shape, then giving it some minor tweaks and bends to have more realistic looking parts. Now, like I said earlier, we're keeping it low poly, otherwise it will take days and weeks. So after texturing, this is the final result. I added the shiny ground to reflect the car and add more shadows.
I don't like the render that much, but the model is really nice. I think you learned a lot in those days. That's great. I guess I will have to learn Blender, but no, that's really awesome.
The next day I wanted to try making a low poly 3D character, so I started by giving the shape of the face and adjusting from all sides. Then I moved to the neck, then the body. I adjust a bit the chest area so he looks more human. After that I made him some hands and elbows, then finally his legs, knees and feet. I spent more time for adding a little bit of details and edges, and I was done with modeling, so I moved to texturing. I gave him some basic gray t-shirt and black shorts with black shoes. Then I made some eyes for him, and this is how the final character model came out. Not bad.
Okay, this one is more looking like one of Danny's human models, more like kill me. Yeah, but I guess modeling humans is way more difficult than modeling like a car or well, so I can understand this. But low poly humans are not that easy.
But actually I'm pretty happy with it.
And what is wrong with his mouth? This is I think the mouth of this guy is a little bit weird.
And finally, in Sunday and in the final day of the week, I didn't really make something specific, so I kept trying and experimenting around different stuff that I've learned in the past week. And now, to be honest, it was really an enjoyable experiment, and I learned a lot of things in Blender. There is still a lot of other things like animating and other stuff, so yeah, I recommend you try it out yourselves. Well, I guess that's it for today's video. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed the video and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching, and peace out.
Yeah, nice. I really like it. I mean, you can see that you learned a lot, you created these awesome models, and I really love your thumbnail. This thumbnail is really awesome. I don't know what this background of the can we see it in big? Yeah. I don't know where you got this background from, but this looks really nice. Is this your well? Just textured a little bit better? Because in the video looked quite different. More looks like this. But I guess that's all about the lighting and stuff. But this model looks really nice. So it's not yours. It's the one from the tutorial you got and you took it for your thumbnail, right? Yeah, well, to get the people, but the thumbnail is awesome. You made a really nice thumbnail. Okay, for the video, the one thing you probably have to work on if you want to get more views and people watching your videos longer is the same thing that I have to work on, and that's the English language. And I mean, we can easily hear that you're not a native English speaker like me, and that's making stuff much more difficult. But you know, the people who get the thousands of views and subscribers and stuff, they know how to speak and how to speak fluently, and when they speak, it's sounding really great, and this is something that I have to learn, that I struggle a lot with. I keep recording so much when I try to make my videos just to get it somewhat decent voice line, and I guess this is something you probably should also try to improve. It's going to be really difficult, I know. I guess a lot of people can relate with it, and yeah, I guess this would be my #1 advice, because this could increase the quality of your videos so much. And I don't know how to improve this or how to get better at this, but maybe you will find a way. What I currently try is to read out loud stuff, because this helps a lot. I write scripts for my videos, and when I'm able to fluently read stuff, then I don't have to record that much. GameDev also just wrote that he records hours because he cannot talk, so he can definitely relate. Yeah, so I try to do like 50 minutes every day, where I just read some short stories and try to pronounce different stuff. And that's how I try to get better at English. I don't know if this is working and if I'm improving. Also doing live streams like this helps, because I have to speak a lot and without any script, so my language variety already drops a lot, but I guess that's okay. So let's start our random generator to pick the next submission. So we have 6 submissions currently, so let's see. Amatsugo, yeah, even with English as my first. Yeah, I know. Even if I would make German videos, it would be the same. But with a different language, it's even more difficult. Especially if you have some words where you aren't sure how to pronounce them, or different difficult languages that are just difficult for you to pronounce correctly, and you stumble a lot, and then it's not fluent. And what you often end up with, if you don't do it correctly, are these not fluent sentences like, first I did this and then my brother come and I don't go to bed that early. So like, not like, and then my brother came and we get back to bed that early, and just like trying to keep it fluent. So I just finished making the animations and sprite sheets for my character. What did I miss? If you have the animation and sprite sheets ready, I guess, then you can import them and see how it looks, and maybe improve them or not. Depends on how good they were. All right. Number 5 is our next one. Retro. Haven't seen this channel yet. Interesting. Bacon hair. Hey, welcome to the stream. What's happening? I'm reviewing, you know, that difficult word I also can't pronounce. I'm reviewing your videos and games. You can submit, if you're a content creator, you can submit your videos or your games, and we will look at them and watch them. So, Retro, I haven't seen this channel yet. That's a cute channel banner. I like this. So, making a detective game in Unity and adding cassette tapes to my detective games. So this is a new devlog series about a detective game. Sweet. This is the first part. So we can watch how all of this starts. And already 40 subscribers with only 2 videos. That's nice. First, the thumbnail
of my untitled detective game.
I like it. Maybe the pink color could be a little bit different. I don't know if this fits the table that well. Maybe some floor ground, but beside this, the detective, I don't know. This is probably how is it called? The logo of your game, and that's a nice one. I like it.
One of my favorite developers of all time is Lucas Pope. In his game Papers, Please, you work at border security and have to use documents given to you to decide whether or not you should let someone into your country.
Okay, first, before we start, the audio is not loud enough. You should always try to make it loud enough so people don't have to increase the volume of their PC to be able to listen what you're saying, because this is annoying and this can scare people off. So what I always recommend is normalize your voice lines to maybe -3 dB and then do this consistently over all your recordings, and then you have a nice volume for your video and you don't have to worry about the loudness of your audio.
Time is Lucas Pope. In his game Papers, Please, you work at border security and have to use documents given to you to decide whether or not you should let someone into your country. His other game, Return of the Obra Dinn, is all about exploring a ship that's passengers have all died or disappeared in mysterious circumstances. You must figure out what happened to all of these passengers by exploring freeze frames of their deaths. It has been labelled one of the best detective games ever made. You really have to turn about all of the evidence in your head and make a deduction. Watch Mark Brown's video on the subject to learn more. So I didn't just start talking about these games for no reason. They are the inspiration for my detective game. The plan is to use a mechanic similar to Papers, Please to read and interact with documents, but then solve a murder or other mystery using that mechanic. My aim is to give the player the same feeling as when I figured something out in games like Return of the...
Okay, and one more thing is you could try to edit the audio recordings a little bit more. Stuff like this, how is it called? Snapping, smacking, smashing. Halt diese, you know, those sounds you keep on making when you talk normally, even more when you are recording. And since this is the first video and you're not recording, you're not used to record stuff like this. This happens a lot to everyone. You can try to cut those out so you don't have this in your audio line. This is always nice.
Feeling as when I figured something out in games like Return of the Obra Dinn or Gone Home. Great, now we know what we're making, it's time for development. First I had to set up. And just another tiny improvement you could do is like, once never have like an only black screen, because this is somewhat boring. if you have something visual that you can put there, put it in so people have something to watch at. And also, this was a very long break. See, I mean, we have now, how many seconds are those? We have almost 10 seconds of just black screen, and we have was like 2 seconds. It would feel very long of only black screen without any voice or anything. So cut that out or put some interesting video footage into it. And hello Rob Lang, and Casper Caper is in the stream, the Dashing King. Oh my god, this is awesome, guys. The Dashing King is here. He just roasted me in my own game and just destroyed everyone else in this competition. So Casper Caper, hello and welcome to the stream. Yeah. Oh, how is your name pronounced? YRG JR guy or you guy? I don't know. Every second counts. And yeah, that's right. Try to cut out every unnecessary stuff of your videos. That's always a good thing to do. Great. Now we know what we're making. It's time for development.
You see,
First,
this long
I had
break.
To set up what any game
It's
center
just so
desk
long.
needs: a desk. Next, I thought it was looking a little empty, so I hopped into Blender. In about 10 minutes, I had this lamp model, and then I was left with this.
Oh, and just one other quick tip is YouTube viewers like to have those YouTube sounds. Just a little plop. You can make a or something like this would have fitted perfectly when you introduce some new stuff. Like here is the desk, or then you have a plop sound and the desk appears. This is just a small touch, but it's helping a lot, and keeps the viewer more focusing on, wow, here's something new that suddenly pops up. Wow, and this is something people should always add, because that's not much effort, and there are a lot of audio libraries for all the common YouTube sounds that you can use to add in your videos. This is just a small touch, but it can help to make your videos more interesting.
Great, but still, it's meant to be a game about examining documents, so you need to be able to examine documents. So I quickly slapped together a simple placeholder and slapped that onto a plane in Unity. Next, I had to actually be able to move around this document, so my first plan was to use a raycast shot from the mouse to detect where the mouse is pointing, and then move the document to that position. The problem with this was that planes in Unity are infinitely thin, so they would kind of glitch into the desk. Instead, I tried only moving the document on the X and Z values, but not the Y. This led to a similar issue though, where if I had two separate papers, they were able to phase into each other.
Also, one other thing that I almost always mention, if you play your scene in Unity in full size, try to put it also full size in your video. So cut out all those edges, especially if you have a red bar like this. This should totally go away, so people only see the game. I mean, there must be a reason if you want to show that this is played in Unity. Then there must be something that people also should watch. But if it's like this is just wasted screen space that you can avoid by just resizing it so people only see the interesting stuff. And Rob Lang commented, you can go black if you have something impressive to say. Yeah, of course, you can go black. That's true, but then you have to have a reason why it's black. Because people really have to listen what you're currently saying, or there's something coming out of the dark or stuff like this. So there just must be a reason why the screen is currently black, and then it can be good. Or for jump scares, I think a black screen is quite decent.
Instead, I went back to my original idea, but I just increased the Y value by 0.01. It's still not perfect, and I have some glitches to iron out, but the game's still a prototype at this stage, so it will do for now. Anyway, so now we're left with this simple gameplay, which I hopefully plan to expand on in future videos. That brings this devlog to a close. If you have any ideas, please comment them down below. If you want to see more content like this, then subscribe. Thanks for watching, bye.
Yeah, but for your first devlog, good job. This is really nice. I mean, you also got a lot of views. The thumbnail was quite nice. So congrats on this. I'm excited to see what this is going to be. Also, interesting idea to show the games that you are inspired by, so people can understand what kind of game you're aiming for. This is a nice touch to start the video. Yeah, wow. Also got a lot of comments. Yeah, this is really good job for a first chapter. Oh, one last tip, add some background music. Background music is always nice to have. And there's the great YouTube audio library where you can find a ton of free music. Just find what you like and fits the detective mood. I think you have to find some music that people connect to this detective working on a desk mood, and then this can also make the video better. But yeah, as mentioned, very good first devlog, and that's the reason why you already got 40 subscribers after your first 2 videos. That's nice. Oh wait, we have a dislike. I think this is This is the first time I get a dislike on my live stream. We have a hater now. Yeah, sad story. No, I think that's nice. If you want to be successful, you gotta have some haters. The random generator just gave me the 5 again. Wait a second. Why isn't it working anymore? Did I just got like 6 times the 5 in a row? Really? This is an awful random generator. Okay, the 3 is someone just said hello. That's nice. Hello, unknown. Wherever you were. Random return 5, yeah. That's great. Okay, we get the 7 next. Ooh, that's Sam. Better graphics. How to make your game look better in Unity post-processing stack. Let's see, how many videos did you post since the last one I watched? Okay, this one. The thumbnail is tricky. I mean, I think this is the new Minecraft. How is it called? The new Minecraft renderer. The super awesome Ray. Is it Raycast? I'm not sure if it's called Raycast. So some of you will probably know it. How the new Minecraft render RTX. Yeah, that's how it's called. Ray tracing. Ray tracing. That's what I was searching for. Yeah. I guess this can get the attention of a lot of people since this is somewhat a hot topic currently. So yeah, this is some nice graphic in the background. I'm not sure how much this will have to do with your videos. This can be a problem because your video always have to do something with the thumbnail. So, but we will see. So far, I like it. I think that's very clickable.
Hey guys. Hey.
Oh, once again, this video is too quiet. It's one of your least favorite thumbnails, really? I like it. Let's compare it to your other ones. I mean, you have some really nice thumbnails. That's true. Oh, but I think this is a nice one. Yeah, but the audio is too quiet.
Do your games look like a Steam?
Yeah. So okay, I'm currently, you can see I'm at 38. When I watch my videos, I need to be at like 24, 26, and 38 is too low for your videos, so I have to go up more to 50.
Pile of turd. Mine do. So why?
56, and then it's a decent volume. So turn up the volume. That's the first thing. Okay, now let's watch the video.
Hey guys. Hey. Do your game?
And Meme Lord, thank you. It was kind of hard to tell what it was when it was smaller on the channel. I think it was large enough to see it.
Games look like a steamed pile of turd. Mine do. So why are you here? Get out. Okay, so I want to show you guys how to make your games not look bad and make them look good. We are going to use post-processing effects and some other stuff to make it look a bit better. There's chromatic aberration, there's a vignette.
Okay, to the intro. I can tell you, I mean, we watched some of the videos previously in this stream, and this has improved a lot. I mean, I know when we watched your first video, you were very, you were just sitting still, not moving, just talking, and without any tempo change and anything. And now you added some nice cuts, some nice effects with the video. And also I really like how you did this good and bad thing. This was great. You could also add some text, maybe, but I think that's just a little bit more. You don't have to do this. And this is way better. The only thing what I'm not sure about is if you should start just with the video of yourself, especially in a topic like this where it's all about the nice graphics in Unity. You could show some of that in the beginning so people know what they're up to. You can show a previous one and after one, so people can see what this looks like before using post-processing and all the stuff you're explaining, and how the game will look after it, so that they have right in the beginning a preview of what they will learn. And I think this could really help to keep the attention of the viewers.
There's a vignette, and there's also a whole bunch of bloom and stuff. So I'm gonna show you how to make that. Okay, so without all of that awesome stuff, it looks like this. The first thing you
know, now you did a little bit of this, but in the wrong way. Always show. So this is before and this is after. I would always show the before the after. That's why it's called before, right?
want to do is get something called the post-processing stack. There's something called the package manager. I'll show the screenshot on screen now so you can visualize exactly what it will look like. In the top right, there's a search bar. Click onto that and then type in post. Go down to post-processing and then click install in the bottom right hand corner. After you do that, you can X out and then go back to your camera. To make it so that you can actually see.
One tip for tutorials. If you watch like the best tutorials for Unity that are out there, are most definitely the one by Brackies. And the reason why is that they are really easy to follow. And the reason why they are really easy to follow is that he's showing every single step. If he says install post-processing, he really goes to click on this, then click here, then click this, and then click here and install it. You know, and you just showed a few images and not the process of how to install it. So if people are watching it and want to follow you, this gets a little bit more difficult. So maybe consider when you're doing a tutorial next, look at the people who make the best tutorials, see what they are doing and try to somewhat copy it, because there's a reason why they are doing this.
I'll show
let's just shortly watch it again.
Screenshot on screen now so you can.
You see, now you have the package manager and no one knows how you opened it. There's just, and wow, here's the package manager, and people who want to open it are like, oh, where do I get it now? So always show that you have to click on Windows and then package manager, and then the package manager opens, and then you have to type in post-processing and really show how you get there so people can follow you.
Visualize exactly what it will look like. In the top right, there's a search bar. Click onto that.
No, like here.
And then type in.
You said it, but it would be more awesome if you show in the video how you type it in.
Post. Go down to post processing and then click install in the bottom right hand corner. After you
And here, now click install and there is no install button. That's awful. You could have removed it and then just to have this install button again. So you can show it really. Making tutorial isn't that easy. And it's very nice if people can see every single step you make, so they can follow directly and there's no chance that they can get lost.
do that, you can X out and then go back to your camera. To make it so that you can actually see all the post-processing and everything, you need to add something called the post-processing layer. So just type in post again, and then click on post-process layer. You want the trigger to be...
See, once again, and suddenly it's there, and we didn't see how this happened. No?
And then click on post-process layer. You want the trigger to be the camera, and then the layer can basically be anything, so I can just make it everything. Sometimes you don't want it to be that because it can mess things up, but if you're making just a simple game or something, then it shouldn't really matter that much. A lot of the time you do want anti-aliasing, but that completely depends on what you want. What anti-aliasing is, when Unity draws things like that, it usually makes them pixel perfect. And so that means there is no gradient or anything like that to transition from one object to another. So for example, on these triangles, if you were to...
Okay, and if you want to be really, really, really on top of the tutorial game, then you have to do stuff like showing how it does look with anti-aliasing and without. Show some examples so people, when they are at this point and have to decide if they want to use it or not, can see what's the difference. I mean, this is really, this would be the on top, definitely best way to make a tutorial, and this is annoying because this takes so much work to do it like this. And yeah, that's why I'm saying it here, just to give some inspiration for the next time you will try to do this. You commented, recording a window doesn't show the borders or anything you click on. That's why I had problems with this tutorial. Yeah, I wouldn't record the window, I would record the screen. So this allows for people to see everything. For me, it doesn't work. It just shows a black screen and then crashes. Interesting. Why? So, Sam, you're using OBS or are you using any other program? That would be interesting, because this is an annoying error. And for doing tutorials, you most definitely need to record the screen, because otherwise this is getting difficult. Because as I mentioned, if you want to make a good tutorial, then people have to be able to see what you're doing.
Zoom in, there's a hard edge on everything. And what anti-aliasing does is it softens that edge out. So...
you see, now you're explaining it. Once again, so you explained it just in words, and then you explain it a second time, and then with showing it. Just do it one time, and then it's totally fine. Just keep out the first time where we explain it, and just start with describing it by showing what's happening.
If you don't have anti-aliasing already on, which is in your project settings, change it from no anti-aliasing to one of these. Usually, I like to do fast approximate anti-aliasing. Now it's a lot smoother, but if you choose one that isn't super accurate, then it can just make it look blurry. Now that we have this post-processing layer, all we have to do is click this little arrow and it will minimize because we don't need it anymore. Click add component and then post-process volume. You need to make sure that each global is checked, otherwise you won't be able to see it. And then go down to profile, and if you don't already have a profile, which if this is your first time using it, then you probably won't, then click new. It will automatically create one and put it in a folder for you. Now, this is the fun part. You get to add any effects from all of these. To get what we want, we're going to start by clicking on bloom. Now, bloom is it basically makes things blurry and it makes things look bright. Now, these triangles are just white, but what we want them to do is we want them to look like they are a bright neon light or something like that. So you need to check this where it says intensity and then ramp it up. You can ramp it up to anything you want until it's literally just basically a white screen, but we're just gonna make it a bit subtle. So that's normal, and then that's what we're gonna have it at 6.08. Now you can also change the color of it. I'm not going to do that, but it's always an option. So you can make things glow different colors. So that looks like a super bright green or a super bright red there, super bright pink or super bright blue. We're just gonna leave that at white. Now, if you want, you can also add different textures, such as this one. It's just built in, and you can add the intensity, and that looks like you're looking through a frosty window or something like that. Now we can minimize bloom and add another effect. The next effect we're going to add is called chromatic aberration. Usually you see this effect in the real world on cheap cameras. It usually appears in the edges and corners. Now what it looks like, I'll just turn the intensity all the way up, is that it makes like sort of duplicates and also changes the color. Now we want this to be quite subtle, but the effect that we're going for in this video is more like a old CRT or something like that. We can minimize that because there isn't much to change except for turning on fast mode.
Okay, I think this part is fine that you do it like this. You show all the different stuff and how it affects the scene, and people can see it and consider if they want to use it for their own games or not. And yeah, that's totally fine. I think this is nice.
Or something like that. So we will minimize and then click add effect once again. You can add color grading if you want. That's a bit more technical, but I don't usually.
At retro. Nice. This is awesome. Interesting that someone signed you up and you were able to watch it. That's also really nice. I'm glad that I could help you, and I'd love to see more of your devlogs in the future. It's going to be interesting what the game will turn out in the end.
Use it. You can if you want. It can make things kind of complex and stuff like that. You can change curves and all the colors, but we're not going to do that for this video. So the next effect we're going to add is called grain. Now, check intensity and then turn it up. That's what grain looks like. It just is like static overlaid the photo. And I'll just leave it at that, or maybe turn it down a little bit, because that looks kind of nice for what we're trying to go for. You can also change the size and whatever this means, luminance contribution.
Oh, and one thing, this is the third time you put in this little graphic right here. I think it's totally fine to do it, but I think it's enough to do it just once in the beginning, or just once in the middle of the video, and maybe in the end you can add it. But this is the third time now, and this is a little bit too much, I think. So if people ignored it the first 2 times, they won't subscribe because they see it the third time, I guess. Probably. Maybe I'm wrong, but at least for me, I wouldn't react to this now if I haven't reacted the first 2 times.
And colored. We will minimize grain and now add another effect. This one will be lens distort.
Oh, well, maybe. Vixel didn't even notice it the first 2 times, so maybe some people will only notice it the 3rd time. And then it's good. I don't know. we would need some empirical statistical data on this, if this is helpful or not.
Now we want the corners of the screen to kind of curve, because CRTs in real life usually have curved screens, so that's what we want it to look like.
And one last thing, the audio sometimes gets more quiet and then louder again. It just did, and it's probably when you're recording those sentences in different sessions, and sometimes you're closer to the mic and sometimes you're farther away, and then you have this difference. So that's another reason why you should also normalize the sound so it's loud enough and you don't have those changes in the pitch.
Can up that a whole lot, and it looks like a bubble. It's a fisheye lens. You can also make it a negative, so it looks like the corners are bending towards you. But we're just gonna make it kind of subtle. We'll put it at 17. Now there's the difference. We can make it go up a little more.
Hi, Nina.
There's the difference. And you can also change the scale. Whoa, that looks trippy. Now the next effect we're going to add is motion blur. This one you can't see in the still image, but it is one that I use in this game, so you can convey like speed better. It also smooths out any animations or anything that actually happens. Now both these settings you can change to your own liking. You can't really do it when nothing's moving, because you can't tell. The 2 values I used in this.
I see now just again this big value change in the loudness. This is too much. I mean, you can do it if it's on purpose and has a reason why it's suddenly much louder, but if there's no purpose, then this shouldn't happen.
Was 215.
I guess.
If you enjoyed, please hit the like.
I guess I gave you enough tips for for the next video. I'm excited to see what's coming next from you. It's really nice. And also I saw that you now have a very decent mic. So one reason more to focus that the audio is good. So you can really benefit from the Yeti. How is the English name? I would call it Yetia, but that's probably not how you would call it. So yeah. I guess I gave a lot of tips. I mean, doing tutorials is difficult, especially since there are a lot of great tutorials already out there. You really have to somewhat stand out to be successful with tutorials. So yeah, that's it's going to be nice to see the next video. I'm really interested into that. Okay. Now have 8 submissions. Let's see if the number generator gives us a 5 again. No, it's a 6. Amatsugu. Oh, a game. Haven't played a game in the stream for a while. And I haven't played Foss yet. So this will be interesting. So yeah, audio is super important, and I hate to admit it, but because my audio is not that good, I really don't like the audio of my videos. I have to work way more on this than I do, but I always have a big lag of motivation when I have to do this. It's like, I don't want to do audio and I don't want to record this voice line once again. I just want to be finished. But this is something that's that you should definitely work a lot on. So we gonna have our randomly generated map. And from your videos, I know that this is going to look awesome. Just don't know if this is maybe way too complex for this stream, because I don't want to spend too much time on each submission, but we will see. But I mean, guys, just appreciate this for a little bit. Oh, now I accidentally placed this map. I didn't want to, but I think this should be fine. So yeah, I just wanted to look what this gray bar is. So here we have our stats. Okay. The problem now is that I have absolutely no idea how I play this game. I guess these are some resources I should collect, but besides this, only thing that is a little bit weird is the camera angle that changes while you're zooming in and out. This somewhat surprised me. Okay, I will just build stuff randomly. I don't know. Okay, we are gathering resources, and we have a production resource and some okay, this is way too much for me to start now. What happens if I just produce the carbon? It has an error. This tile is not being powered by resource condition and cannot operate. So we have to power different stuff. So what if we add like a water pump? Where do we? Okay, I cannot place these tiles. Okay, one thing I just try to okay, I somehow have to connect those. And any tip on how I connect these stuff? Is this how I do it? Yeah, this looks correct. Okay. And now, no, still can't connect the water pump. Okay, but this seems to be the way how I connect stuff. So I have now some carbon generator. Let's build a wind turbine. Okay, so the first thing that comes to my mind is that you don't see if I can place it there or not. I probably can't place it in the water, but it's always red. So this would, just one quick thing, this would be much nicer if this glowing thing would be green if I can place the building right here, and red if I can't place it at a certain place. This is the first thing that comes to my mind. Bumper mine. Okay, you know, this time here I can see where I can place it. This is much better. A little bit better. I can only see it when I'm on top of it. I don't see that I can't place it right here, but when I'm on top of those things, whatever this is, I can see that this is some stuff that I can mine. Or not. I thought I can place it, but I can't. Micha, warum soll ich was auf Deutsch sagen? Das versteht hier doch keiner. It's pink when you can place it and red when not. Okay. But those colors are very difficult to distinguish. Okay, now I see the difference. Yeah, but then you definitely need to take some colors that have more contrast. Because I didn't see it. So okay, you can. Interesting. All right. So I can't place it on there, but I see how much will produce. Okay, let's put it here. Does it have to be connected like this? No. How does this connection thing work? Yeah, I would need a tutorial. I guess it's just a too complex game to understand it this quickly without any further knowledge. I will be using different shapes instead of colors, just not added yet. Okay, so different shapes will be fine, I think. But yeah, it just needs some way to tell how it's working and how not, what you need. Also, you will probably add more. What did I want to say? Sprites for those stuff, so people can see what they are building. I mean, this is a not finished game, so building unlocked. Oh, this is just way too much to understand it for me in this short amount of time. I would go there in way much detail. So I just try to see what I can advise. So yeah, first make a tutorial for new players. This is always nice. So to get people into do this, then do this, then do that. Okay, wait a second. Sam Hastings, I don't know what this microphone is called. You can go to every of my videos because I have linked all my stuff down in the descriptions, so you can see what kind of mic I use right there. Okay, so I will give you one advice that holds true for every single game, and that's super important, and that's also a way how you should start every single strategic game that's out there. Okay, I read it in a book, which was a really nice book. It's about polished game design, and this tip is so valuable, so write it down now. Okay, the one thing you have to do to all of your games in the beginning, especially in complex games like this, limit the possibilities of what the player can do. The best thing that you can do is that the game starts and the player can only do one thing, maybe two. You can give them a decision, but there must be one specific thing you can do. This started in your game really right. You had the base and you have to place it. So this is a nice start. So, and after the person had his first option and the first thing he could do, give him a second choice. So in the beginning, don't allow him to build military stuff or two different production stuffs or two different gathering stuffs or 5 different tech stuffs, but really limit the stuff the people can build in the beginning. And when they build this, then you can add more stuff that he can build. And when he does this, then you add more, and so you expand the possibilities the player has slowly. In the beginning, he shall not have too much choices. And you can see, take any great game out there and you will see that this holds true. It doesn't matter how complex the game is. There are some games where you have like more decisions. Like if you start Skyrim, you have a ton of different races to choose from. That's a bit too much, but for a great example is Civilization, because this is also somewhat similar to your game. you start the game and all you can do is build your first main city. And then in the city, in the beginning, you don't have a lot of options that you can build. You have just this one single city, and you can build just I'm not 100% sure, but I think you can build like one unit or one building, and you have to decide which one of this am I going to do now. And this expands and expands and expands and gets more and more complex. And my advice for your game would be that in the beginning you really limit the possibilities of the player, so he has to make a decent start that isn't too complex, and when the game expands and he gets further resources, more resources and stuff, then you give him new options of other stuff he can buy and build, other things that are great, and this will keep them interested and really like your game. And also, this is the way how the tutorial should work. Like, now you should build this, now next you should do this, and now next you should add this and stuff, you know? Because right now I would need to read all of this and to see how everything is working. I want to understand it because the game looks awesome, and I think I will play it, but I won't do it now in the stream because we have other submissions and this would just take too much time. But I guess I will play the game the next days and might give you some feedback on this. Because I think you have a great chance of this getting a really nice game. Because still, it looks super awesome. Next we have the number 2. GameDev. This is a very awesome thumbnail. Looks really nice. I saw your thumbnail. I haven't watched any of those devlogs yet, but I saw them and I saw that you were really successful with those videos. That's really awesome. So I'm very interested to see how this is about. And yeah, people love to watch games that look like this. That's already a great thing. So it's part 3, elevators. Let's see.
Hi guys, welcome to the third part of the devlog series of our dream RPG game. Hope you had a great week. Mine was a bit hectic. I streamed for the first time, it was pretty fun and I will do some more this week. Then I got stuck at some things, but I guess that's how the game dev is. And I went to the zoo after a million years, so I will use some footage here. We managed to get some things done, so let's get into it. If you end up enjoying this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. It really means a lot to me. The channel is almost at 500 subscribers, which is incredible. Thank you so much. Again, I will structure this video, so if only some parts of the devlog interest you, feel free to skip to that. I will put some timestamps down below. Okay, so the parts are going to...
Okay, this intro is a little bit too long. I mean, it helps that you have those timestamps. I think this is really awesome. Maybe I should do this too, because I like the videos that have those. But yeah, this is too long, especially that part where I think the beginning was very promising. That was very nice. The beginning was just awesome, and then this part was a little bit too long. I think I would say if you end it like here, it would be fine. It could still be shorter, and especially the stuff where you thank the people for for subscribing and that you're almost at 500. That's a little bit too much. This is stuff I would put in the end, because that's the end is where you should thank your viewers and stuff, because this is only for your real hardcore fans, and only your real hardcore fans will watch to the end and see this. And I think timestamps can really help with long intros, so people won't just go to another video, but click on this and then they can start to watch your video. But yeah.
Let's start with the poll results. As you remember, last episode I asked you guys which one of the art styles you like better, and you gave me your answers. I'm super thankful for everyone who voted. Some of you even commented why you voted that thing, so thank you. Even though I messed up with the forms, we managed to get 44 answers. I messed up twice actually. The YouTube removed the polls.
Okay, first one question, because I'm interested. Where are your assets from? Because they look really awesome. Have you bought them? Are they free? Have you made them? Because the game looks really great.
From the iCard, so that's the one. And then when I created Google Forms poll, I forgot to check one checkbox that says only one answer per man. So yeah. That aside, let's see the poll results. 43% of you voted for the realistic art style, and 57% of you voted for the stylized one. When you take into account that there could be some cheating going on, for example this one, there were like 3 votes in 10 seconds for the stylized one, so yeah, it's pretty even. The final decision is still up to us. You showed us you didn't hate any of the art styles, so I guess we are going to go with the realistic one. Let me explain why. Unreal Engine has joined forces with Quixel, so they deliver great textures, and my uncle is more comfortable working with realistic textures, so yeah. Hope I didn't upset you too much, and let's continue the video. My uncle worked on the most important part of the village this week, and that's the elevator. It's important because it's one of the few ways to get up to the capital city, which is on cliff, and it will be used to transfer people as well as cargo. There are 2 ways to get to the main elevator up on the platform. The first is to use stairs, but that doesn't work for cargo and large shipments, so then there is a smaller elevator that is human powered that could take you to the main one. For now it has basic functionality that we will build up on.
One other thing to the game, I really like the detail that you have those spinning wheels when the elevator goes up and down. That's great. That's great. But I have the feeling that the video footage was a little bit laggy. I'm not sure. It feels a little bit lagging. I don't know if this is from the recording or from the game itself. Maybe you can tell it to me. I don't know. It feels like the frame rate isn't just what it needs to be.
I've added better combo system to the game. I don't even think that what we had could even be called a combo system. I replaced animations to use road motion, so the player moves according to the animation. You can chain 4 attacks so far, and you have to time it just right. If you wait too long, the combo will reset. Then I added hit reactions to the enemies to further improve the game feel. I've added also ability to block with shield, and you can counter attack when you block in just the right time.
One thing, you could add music in the background, especially when you show the game and you say nothing. If there's complete silence, that's maybe a little bit boring. And since you have this fantasy setup, some fantasy music would be really nice and add a little bit more, especially to this scene. It's there, but too quiet. Yeah, I don't hear any music, so it's too quiet. Yeah.
Okay, this is where I got stuck. I tried to make my own questing system.
Oh, I love Sleuth.
And
Did you know my first idea to name my game company was Floth Games? Just
It didn't work out as planned. I will surely work on the questing system in the background, but for now I decided to invest some money and buy a package from Unreal Marketplace. The game is huge, and having the option to get some help and take some shortcuts along the way will help us ultimately finish this. It's supposed to work as a separate project that you build up on, but getting it working with our system took quite some time, but we got it. Let's see what it can do. For the HUD, you have minimap, XP system, combos, and world map. You can mark a location in the world map and you can see it in the compass. You can discover areas, open some chests, and take quests from the NPCs. When you accept the quest,
Oh, and just one other thing that I want to mention, which is really nice, is that you have this white ground and like, where is it? The other guy.
some people just hate the idea of
Who
you.
was just there, that you can really see that this part of the game is not done, and everyone who sees this video directly understands, okay, there is something that will come and that's not how it will look in the end, but the buildings are already nice, and I really love the style of devlog. I think this is very epic, and people can see how the development of this game looks because they see the testing world and the playing ground before everything is polished. I love that. That's very nice.
Modify the code, work with our system more flawlessly, but I really like this asset. Some people just hate the idea of using assets in the games. I would like to hear your opinion. Let me know down below. I created simple behavior for the creature type of enemies. It just patrols around the world, and if it sees the player, it will chase him and attack him. It's a solid foundation to build upon. More creatures, different stats, animations, and so on. My guy Bruno started working on the market part of the village. He created stalls, crates and stuff like that. He will soon start working on some characters for the game, and I can't wait to see them. Again, I will put his ArtStation link down below. I highly recommend you check it out. He is really talented. The guy named Bardu created the sound effect walking on grass. Thank you guys very much, you are the best. We actually had a meeting this week where the helpers asked me questions about the game. This idea was suggested by the guy without the name, now known as Ruben. Thank you. It was really fun talking to them, and after a few hours this happened.
I'm out of breath.
And then we played some GeoGuessr. Just
No,
move.
I'm Brazil. I'm Brazil. I know this flag. I know this sign. I'm in Brazil. I'm somewhere in Brazil.
Bruno and you, it was really fun talking to you for hours, and I can't wait to repeat it. If you want to become a helper, make sure to join the Discord and ping me. And that's it for this week's episode of the Devlog. Hope you enjoyed this video. If so, please leave a like, subscribe, comment, and all the YouTube stuff. Also, I'll be live streaming soon, so come hang out. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week.
Sweet, nice devlog. Really like it, and yeah, the game looks really nice. One thing I'm always not sure about is how often you should explain the game, because currently I just watched devlog number 3, so I have no idea what this is about, except there's open world RPG. But I don't know. You probably told more in earlier videos, so maybe that's a good thing, so people will go to the older videos and watch them to know what this is actually about. Or maybe it's a bad thing because people like me only watched the 3rd video and have no idea what will make this game special, except for the nice looking elevator. I'm not sure. Currently, what I do is I try for my Chosen One devlogs. I have this very short intro scene where I give a very short description on what the game is about. It's 10 seconds. This is like an intro I will do every devlog. I don't know if this is good or bad. I guess we'll have to figure out, but I have the feeling that it can't be wrong to have a short. You know, if you make a new game, you have to have your elevator pitch ready every time, and this is one like explain the essence of your game in one sentence. And I think this could be a nice opener. If you have one sentence that explains why this will be the most epic and nice open world RPG ever, and why people should be interested in it and why people should buy it when it's finished. If you have such a sentence, put it in the beginning of your devlog and people immediately know, that's what I'm going to watch. I think it's difficult to find this sentence correctly, but I think this can be a really strong opener, especially with the nice graphics. And then this can really hook new people who saw your thumbnails and thought, oh, this looks nice. And then they have the beginning, the 10 seconds, where they are like, wow, yeah, this game sounds interesting. I'm gonna watch all the devlog. Just some stuff to catch them. I mean, you had a nice opening. I think this is a very catchy opening. Your first 10 seconds are nice. Maybe it's better when you're explaining the essence of your game. Maybe it's not. I'm not sure, but could be good. Good example, Swords and Magic and Stuff devlogs. I saw them. Let's just quickly watch it to see if we can learn something by them.
Hi.
Let's first watch some advertisement. Nice.
When you play.
I think this intro is too long. I think it's too long.
Hey guys, welcome back to another Swords and Magic and Stuff devlog. This is episode 13. It's been quite a while since the last devlog, but
I mean, what's nice, he starts his devlog immediately after the intro, but I think this intro is too long. This could have ended earlier. The text a little bit faster, and I think the intro is too long. But that's just my personal taste. Maybe it's fine. Yeah, the music is awesome. I don't say that this is a bad intro, but I think it's a little bit too long. Wait a second. Haven't we already gotten every? Almost? No. Let's take this one. But I think then we almost got every video. That's nice. Oh, I already saw that one. Using only Unity's particle system. There's a spelling mistake in the thumbnail. That's bad. Try to fix this. Also, the Unity logo probably should have been transparent, but isn't. This is also something that you could improve. because yeah. Yeah, so the thumbnail, fix the spelling mistakes, because this happens, but as soon as you see it, try to fix it. So that's like my homework for you. Do a new thumbnail where you do this, and probably you want to have this in transparent, so try to find a transparent Unity logo and not this one. So yeah, you also did the challenge. That's pretty nice. And I will give you some feedback now. As mentioned, I already watched this video, but some of you might don't. So let's watch it again. You can hear this is once again a very quiet video.
Hello everyone, in this video I made a game using only Unity's particle system. I got this video idea because you guys in the comments of my last video.
Beast just said Danny Ref. Yeah, this is the ultimate Danny intro song.
Wanted me to do it, and thanks for all the support in that video, and also because I've been watching this guy called Yannick recently. He's a really cool GameDev YouTuber.
Oh, who was that guy? I don't know him.
Well, I've linked his channel in the description, and also I think he said that it was a challenge made by Zyga, so her channel is also linked in the description as well. Anyway, let's get on with the video. So the first thing I did was, guess what? I added a particle system, because that's the only thing I'm allowed in this video. Then I added triangle because, you know, triangles are epic. And then I made it blue because that's the normal color of the player. Added some
Beast. That Yannick guy must be good. I think too. Must be a pretty awesome guy. I don't know. Okay, one thing you. Okay, as mentioned, the audio is too quiet once again. Like in some of those videos today, I have a very quiet day today. Turn up the volume. Casper, is the music also was it used by Thin Matrix? I wasn't sure. I know that Danny used it a lot, but I didn't know if Thin Matrix also used it or not.
opacity, but
Oh yeah, one thing I wanted to say is if you want to have these special effects, I mean, you probably are a Danny fan, I guess, so you probably try to aim a little bit for Danny style, and what you can do to have the vegetation shots are Thin Matrix. Yeah, the vegetation shots, this is totally Thin Matrix style, but I thought the music, I don't know if Thin Matrix used this music, but the music was definitely used by Danny when he made his Thin Matrix style devlogs. So yeah, so when you say like I use this particle system, add some sort of effect when you do this. Add like big text particle system or some, I don't know, something to make it more pop and catchy and pow. You know, just give the video more action, like you will do right here.
triangle because, you know, triangles are epic. And then I made it blue because that's the normal color of the player. I added some opacity, but something was missing.
I could not tell if it was loud or not. Okay, which programs are you using, Vixel? Because actually it doesn't matter which programs you're using, because every audio program will have a feature where you can normalize your stuff. And this allows you to get everything on a good and high level, which is not too loud, because too loud is always bad, and then you will lose some audio information and then the sound is awful. But normalizing stuff is always the way to go. If you use Audacity like I do, there's a thing called normalize. So yeah, just use that. And as you can hear, the people can't hear. I already turned up the volume, and that's the max I can give you. I'm sorry. That's the problem with these quiet videos, you know? I put the voice on 15 dB. I'm not sure what you want to tell me with this. 15 dB of what? Usually what you want to have, the maximum dB you use is 0. Everything above it is too loud, and the audio will cut, and you will lose some stuff, and that's bad. So I will give you an example. I will just do it. Let's just open Audacity and let's just do a test recording, and I will show you how to normalize your sound. Okay, now we have this recording. Let's just do a test recording, and I will show you how to normalize your sound. So we cut off all those edges that we don't want, and we can select everything by clicking here, or you can just select it like this. And if you go to effects, there's this normalize effect, and this allows you to normalize the peak amplitude to a value that you like. I usually go with 0 or like -2 dB. And yeah, you also should use noise reduction before you do this, but I just want to show you how to normalize. And if you have a decent mic that's not too good, then you don't have too much sound noise, and then it's fine. And it also depends on how loud you are. So now it's normalized, and now we have the loudness that I will have in my video. Let's just do a test recording, and I will show you how to normalize your sound. And this is now the loudness I will use for every single audio recording that I have. So I don't have to worry that anything is too loud or too quiet. And oh yeah, I accidentally... Why did your left ear? It should be your right ear that enjoyed this one. I accidentally put the audio to only the right ear. I shouldn't do this. Yeah. Just do this when you're recording your audio, and then it should be fine. I mean, you have to be careful that you are talking loud enough to your microphone. For example, if you record and you're very far back and the microphone can't record this stuff, then you have a very, very quiet voice line. And if you take this and normalize this, then this will sound awful. And you're very far back and the microphone can't record this stuff, you know, because it's increasing the volume way too much. And just keep track that when you record your stuff, you have to be loud enough so the background noise isn't getting too loud when you normalize it. Okay, that's it. Let's go back to the video.
But something was missing.
Okay, this is nice. This is very epic cutting. Mashup games, are you going to play mine? Oh, this is the last submission. If I play yours, I did every submission, so I probably should do it. I mean, this is a very long stream once again, but hey. So yeah, I will play your game after this.
And done. The bloom goes up. Now, of course, we don't want it that high, but this looks pretty good. Now, time for the first coding part. All I did was just make the player look at the mouse. And it works. Kind of. Time to change that now.
You know, this could have been another moment for some nice editing. And it works. And then you zoom in or cut to a working state of the game or stuff like this to make it feel nicer.
And it works now. I made it so it emits extra particles and it looks pretty nice now. Now it's time to implement the main movement of the player. And this also works, kind of. So I quickly finished that, totally didn't take like 20 minutes.
Okay, but I like your devlog style. That's a really nice transition from your programming stuff and time-lapse and very fast stuff, and then goes back to, and now you can see how it plays like. And this is some good stuff. What you could do here is just zoom in so the game gets into full screen, but that's just a small touch.
And you've never guessed what I did next. I added some more particles. This time I made it red and a circle.
Oh, a second guy YouTube. You also post. Ah, damn, then I missed 2 submissions. I don't know if I have time for 2 submissions. So I guess we have to run the randomness again. And since the randomness doesn't like the number 4, I'm sorry, but we will see Meta Games if you will win.
Effect of the post-processing, and that made it look like 100 times better. So I made it so you couldn't go off the screen, and I made it so the health bar that goes down over time. Now somehow I had to add text. I couldn't use UI because that wasn't part of the particle system. So all I did was just set up a camera, render that camera to a texture, and put that texture onto the particle system. Hopefully I'm allowed to do that, but it works nice and it looks pretty nice.
Oh, that's a simple method to get some text in with particles. My method, that was the only true one. The little dots were in the shape of the numbers, but yeah, I mean, this works too, so.
I quickly hooked it up in the script. Now here comes the best part, camera shape. I couldn't do it with particle systems. The only way I could have done it is either by using a script or using an animator, so I just went with the animator. Here's what it looked like. I put all the lines in the animator. I made a depth particle effect for the enemy, of course using with Unity's particle system. Just some few squares. And then something really bad happened. Some of my scripts got corrupt, but it was fine because they weren't really that important.
Okay, so I really like the style of your devlog. It's nice, but I think you could add a little more effects. Like I mentioned earlier, on the one hand you could add like those sound effects when stuff happens. Like very good opportunity is when your file went corrupt. Just add those Windows error sound that's also used in a lot of YouTube videos. This just helps to make it a little bit more interesting. Also, one good thing you can do is like zooming in and zooming out of your scene, like you did in the beginning when you added post-processing, I guess. There you did some very epic editing, but this was the only time. If you would do more like this could spice up the video even more. But besides this, I like the style. Yeah, just some little cuts and zooming in and zooming out, and then you will get the most out of this video style, I think.
I made the enemies spawn all around the map, and I made it so when you kill them, your score goes up and your health bar refills. I also got a bug. When you hit one, then your player freezes. But that was pretty easy fixed. I ended up playing it for a bit. I used another text particle system to go on another one, so it makes it look like a death screen. I had to use a button because I didn't know how to do it without. I quickly programmed that in, and there, done. I also forgot to mention the name of the game, so the name is Unity's Particle System. Yeah, epic.
Yay!
I just want to say thanks.
That's really awesome. Witzig.
Everyone for the support in the last video that I made. The AI is still coming. Hopefully this game is good enough for you. If you want me to either publish it to itch.io, or if you want me to make it better and publish it to the Google Play Store, then just tell me in the comments. Or if it gets at least like 7 likes, then I'll do this. Again, if you want to suggest a video, do that in the comments please. All the music in the video is in the description, and all the YouTubers I mentioned. Goodbye, have a good day, Frick Orange Juice Gang, and beat Billy.
Okay, you probably forgot to put in your how is it called? You know, your yeah, the latest video and the subscribe button, right? No, I won't deactivate this, guys. You wanted to see this awesome rainbow stuff. Now you get it. I give it to you. It's a present for you. The end screens, yeah, end cards. That was the word I searched for. Yeah, you probably forget to put in your end cards. You can also do this now while you're also fixing the thumbnail. Yeah, as mentioned, work on the sound because this scares people off very quick and can be a good reason why you don't have that many likes. And yeah, you can make the video a little bit more interesting by adding some more cuts and special effects. And you put them in, but okay. So if this is the case, then just make sure that your end scene isn't too long. You know, you always have 20 seconds maximum for your end cards. So make this not longer than 20 seconds. Also, since there's only music in the end, you can edit a finished video. You can cut off the last 10 seconds when you realize it's too long. I think now you shouldn't do this because I think then you get a new video. I'm not 100% sure. I only did this once. Where I did a big oopsie and suddenly had a 30-minute videos instead of a 10-minute video. But yeah, next time you realize the end is too long, if there isn't, it's just music, then you can cut it off, and then this shouldn't be a problem. Phew! I guess I will do one last. We already had the 6, we already had the 2. I think we already had the 7, right? Yeah. Already had the 6. Oh, that's a 4! It's a 4. So mashup game. I already played this game. And I already watched this video. Mashup games, are you still there? We have only time for one. You have to decide if we shall watch the video or if we shall play the game. It's your decision, boy. I give you 30 seconds from now on where you can decide if we play a little bit of Chobo or if we watch your video for Chobo. Of course, I already liked your video, you see. If you make me decide, then I choose video. Okay, so let's, in the end, watch Mashup Games video for how he made his game for the Mashup Jam.
Did you know I hosted my very first game jam? Well, I did, and the Mashup Game Jam ended up getting over 400 people joining it. And we had over 140 people submitting.
Once again, this is so great that you had so many people joining the jam and so many submissions. This is like, wow. What's your secret? How did you get so many people in there?
Game. And I was planning on just organising the jam and not participating. But when I chose the theme Size Matters, I really wanted to make a game for it. And well, I did. This is how I made Cobo in 72 hours for my own game jam. So where to start? Well, when I thought of Size Matters as a theme, I thought of Little Big Planet 3 because it has this. A player that can switch between being small and nimble to being big and heavy. And I was like, I can do that. And to make it even harder for myself.
The secret is people bored during lockdown. Great, so I just gotta wait for the next lockdown and then I will make my first game jam. That's the trick.
I decided to do it in 3D. Let's start with a simple cube. Add some legs and some arms. And you know what? Let's draw a little cute face on it. I'm amazing at character design. This is Cobo. I was originally going to call it Cob, but well, Cobo sounded cuter. And starting off in the 3D.
This is so cute. I love how you draw it. This is super awesome. That's very nice.
I was originally going to call it Cob, but well, Cobo sounded cuter. And starting off in the 3D scene, I just made them move around. Which is fine, but with the character T-posing, it looks like they're possessed. So let's make them actually use those arms and legs. Now the player has a cute idle and walk animation, and I already love them. And you know what's cuter? Oh my god, they can wave! Okay, Ollie, calm down. Yeah.
Sorry, this is so cute. Oh my... You could have done this like 3 times. Just this wave animation.
Oh,
love it.
Where are they going? Now it's time to introduce the mechanic that will satisfy the theme. If the player holds the Q button, they shrink so they can fit in smaller gaps. And if the player's had enough of being small, they can hold the E button.
Also this animation, oh my god. I want to eat it. It's so cute. But this is so awesome. I love this. This animation is great.
Grow, but this creates a problem. The player can easily go behind objects and then suddenly you can't see where the player is. And since I wanted this to be a fixed camera game, I needed to think of something to combat this. So just look it up and... Hey, that works. Now when Cobo goes behind something, we can still see them. Oh, and this effect also changed Cobo's limbs to also be pink, which to be honest looks better anyway. And apart from Cobo...
Wait, I'm not allowed to eat, but it's so cute and looks like a marshmallow, and I would eat it. 10 out of 10. I would definitely eat it.
Changing size, which right now there's no limit for, so Cobo could just get bigger and bigger. I also had the idea of using weight as a mechanic, since it would play into the matter of size matters. So I tried setting up a scale, but well, that didn't turn out great, so let's leave that for now. I also wanted the player to be a little more mobile, so I gave the player the ability to jump so they can get around more. And now that we have that, let's revisit the whole weight thing. I thought instead I'd just have a simple pressure block that the player can activate by being big and heavy. These pressure blocks, or what would be later called plates, would detect all objects that are currently in their trigger zone on the top and decide if the total weight is enough to activate. Then it would open this door. And that's about it for day 1. Pretty proud of what I had so far, but a little annoyed I spent a large amount of time messing around with shader graphs and lighting because it was a pain to do. But we'll worry about tomorrow when it comes. At the beginning of day 2, I realised a problem. The jumping does make the player more mobile, but it also means the player is much more capable of cheating the puzzle. And it definitely wasn't because I couldn't seem to get shadows to work properly. So bye bye jumping and hello ramps. I also gave the plates the option of being activated only once and then staying activated. Also, flag. Now this is where things kinda went wrong. I wanted to give the player the option to rotate the camera, but in order to do that, I needed the player to move respective to where the camera was. And well, I ran into some problems doing that.
By the way, I also like that you share all the failures and your thought processes on why you wanted to do this and why it didn't work and where you failed and what else you all had to do. This is very, very nice devlog.
First,
when Yannick doesn't reply, sorry, because of the game jam, or what are you waiting for? Okay, if I would make a game jam, it would probably be called Why Make Games Jam. Yeah, that's the name. That's like the name of my Discord server. So that would probably be my name. I will make a game jam, but not too soon because currently I'm very busy and I have no time for that. And if I want to make a game jam, then I want to make a game for the jam and I want to play every game, so yeah, I will do that later in a few months, or maybe as a 5k special or so, I don't know.
Player wouldn't move at all. Then they ended up looking like a Monsters Inc. creepypasta. So unfortunately, after a long time of trying to figure it out, I scrapped it and I just went back to the fixed camera. But then I decided to waste another stupid amount of time doing this. You would think I could do this through the UI elements in Unity, but the pinhole effect needed masking to work and I couldn't get it working with UI. So instead I changed the UI canvas to world space and replaced the images with sprites. These sprites would use a sprite mask in the pinhole, so the white is only visible when outside the pinhole mask. But I got it working after another few hours and it was honestly worth it, since it offered a smooth transition between levels.
Oh, definitely worth it.
It's been a little while, let's add a new gameplay mechanic. Boxes. I wanted the player to be able to pick things up to take their place on plates, but the player couldn't pick up boxes heavier than them. So I got mechanics and everything now let's add levels. I started with this really simple level to introduce the player to movement, as well as this level to introduce the player to plates. I also had this level, but it was kind of broken and I got it scrapped. But by now it was time to rest, as day 2 came to an end. 2 days down, or 1 day to go. With day 3, it was time to actually make the game levels. I had the first 2 down, and I wanted to make at least 12 levels, so it was doable. I made this level to introduce a player to the red plates that are one-shot, and this also allowed me to make the restart button where the player...
This level was very weird. By the way, I didn't like this level at all. Just some feedback. This was weird. It took me so long until I finished it, and I don't know if I did it correctly. This was a weird level. I didn't like this one.
Player would blow up to start again. I also made this level to introduce the player to the shrinking mechanic, since I didn't want to introduce both the shrinking and growing at the same time. You also had this level, where you had to place small cubes on plates to then push this big block down this ramp to a big button to open this door, which ended up being a little troublesome. Now I could go through each level I made, but I won't do that. Instead, if you want to play, then go to the link in the description.
Also, this level was bugged when I played it, and the button didn't activate it when I pushed it on. But I think we already talked about this. Yeah, but I cheated this level, so this was fine.
but I will tell you about the last puzzle. I went a bit rogue with this one. I had the simple building blocks there, the player, the flag, doors, plates, boxes, but it was late in the evening, and I was like, flag is yay, box is big, flag go box, player big go flag, box big yay. Oh, and before I finished the game up, I decided to add some collectible stars hidden throughout each level. So when the player finished the game, they'll see the stars they collected. Has anyone been able to find all the stars? If so, please send me a screenshot on Twitter or on Discord. Would love to see it. And so I submitted it, went to bed, and yeah, that's it. Now I could sit here and talk more about my game, but submission period is over, and now that I've played and rated all of your games, I have to say, you should all be very proud of yourselves. There were some amazing games there. Even people who was using this game jam as their first time making a game in general managed to produce some great entries. I'll be posting a video going through the winners and my favourite entries sometime soon, so watch this space. And so that...
Yeah, I'm still waiting for this video. Ollie, when is it coming? No.
That's it. If you've liked this video, then please like and subscribe. This is Mashup Games, signing out.
Yeah, awesome devlog. There's not much to say. This is really well done. I can't give you any advice. This is some nice stuff you did there. Have you seen Pontypants? No, I haven't. I have no idea what this is. Alright, guys. I guess that's it. Did we stream for 2 hours? Yes. Wow. Another 2 hour stream. Why? The stream should just last 1 hour, and I keep doing those 2 hour streams. I don't know why. But yeah. I had fun. I hope you did as well, and I hope you learned all, at least a little bit. And I hope I see you on the next one. The next one won't be next week because I'm not at home next week. But in 2 weeks I will do the next GameDev review stream. So I hope I see you. And until then, stay safe. Bye.